Hi, I'm Josh Gordon with INSURANCENEXUS, and we're in London today to find out what people know about insurance fraud and to see how they feel about insurers collecting and using their data.
Insurance fraud, headline stuff I probably know about. I don't know the intricacies of insurance fraud.
No.
No. I mean, I would guess it's about lying about some kind of disease to get some money, I would guess, but I've never come across it, no.
Yeah, I assume there's other people pretending to be me or, someone else and obtaining money, or people making false claims.
I mean, the only insurance fraud that now comes to mind as you've asked me the question is when people are driving on the motorway and they suddenly slam their brakes on and someone goes in off the back of them and stuff like that. That's what I've read in the papers. So, I mean, obviously I'm disturbed by that and I wouldn't want that to happen to me or my family.
Someone, for example, said they had a lot of jewellery stolen on a train. Don't know why they're walking on the train with nearly £1 million worth of jewellery in a bag, but the whole bag got stolen. They probably weren't telling the truth.
I suppose that might be, I guess, where people fake accidents or deliberately burn down buildings to claim insurance. I'm aware that the insurance companies are in the process of trying to minimise that to lower premiums, particularly as the insurance tax has gone up quite considerably. I don't know the rates, but I know it's gone up quite considerably.
No, hopefully not sending details out, I would presume.
Not really, apart from making sure they do identity checks, etc.
No idea.
No, and I think they probably could be a lot better I think most companies have to spend a lot of time on that at the moment, but I think insurance companies, particularly because they deal with individuals, should be doing a lot more about that, yeah.
Yes, yeah I do. They're quite a large insurance company, so I trust they do the right thing.
I have no reason not to trust them, yeah.
Yes. Why? Because I suppose that's what we're expected to do. They're a big company, so I'm expected to trust them.
For me it's a bit difficult because I'm French, so insurance work very differently in France and in England. So nowadays, I think I trust the company, the insurance, but at the same time, there's not the same service, so kind of half-half, yeah.
I always find it hard to tell which insurance companies are good and whether they're going to follow through on their promises. The small print's very small and very long. But usually I try and go with which recommendations, looking at recommendation websites. But still, you always wonder if, were your house to burn down or you to be in an accident, would you really recoup all the things that you've lost, and would you do so in a timely manner that was stress-free?
Not more than any other big public company, to be honest. They're there to make profits, at the end of the day. They say they're there to look after me, but it's only a means to an end to make profits. So.
On the whole, I think I do trust the insurance company, yeah. On the scheme of things and the overall thing, it's only when you come to to deal with them maybe in issues that you might not trust them. But yeah, on the whole, I trust insurance companies.
It depends what type of data. I know my car insurance policy has location data with the telematics that come with it. I'm okay with that, but it depends what they do with the data.
Depends what they're doing with it. I don't mind them having, obviously they need my details, but I hate it when they start sending it out to people, so I'd rather they just kept it to themselves.
I would say depends for what purpose it is, really. If it's, to make something better, or service better, yes. But if it's somehow to find ways to maybe sell us different services more, it's always the same thing with data. Depends on where it goes.
So I think there are a variety of things that need to be looked at, but certainly how the data is used is a question, yeah.
I don't think it would just be how I feel about insurance companies. I feel about most companies using my data, but I wouldn't want them to use my data in a way that they haven't asked me if they could use it.
Do you know how insurance companies use your personal data?
No, I don't know how they... I would be a little worried about them using it. It depends what it means by in what way they use it.
No, I have access to view sort of how my score, but I don't know how they use it internally for their own purposes and whether they provide it to other insurance companies.
No idea.
It's a very difficult question in terms of who they are giving that data to and who you've licensed to give them the data. So I think that is a concern, as we see from lots of leaks from different companies and hackers increasingly, I think, being able to circumvent security systems.
No, not a clue.
No, not apart from obviously trying to identify what age groups and sex are high risk and low risk, but I'm not aware of any other data usage. So.
No, I don't actually. Apart from to the, all the providers, they say when you link into the question at the time, we will use your data, but other than that, no.
Yes, I would in that case.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
If I allow them more access, then how can I get better security? So I would like to know how they could improve the security if they did want to get more access to my data. But if that sounded like it was sensible, then yeah, maybe.
I think so. I think that would be good. But also it needs to be balanced with the competitive element and finding people the best rates.
Yes, if it meant increased security and they could guarantee or advise me how the data was used, and particularly if I saw a result in the premiums I pay.
If it meant increased security, fine. I think the only thing I'm nervous of is when they're using your data to give to other people or third parties, get your numbers and you get those sort of calls and things like that. But yeah, if it's to make things safer for me, fine.
Again, depends on how much information they have to know. So a little bit of information? Yeah, exactly, yeah, of course. I mean, I guess they have to know a bit more to be able to protect all the customers, but to a certain point, when it comes just the data to be able to sell more things, if that makes sense.
I think from what we've gathered today is that the public don't really seem to understand what insurance fraud is, nor do they seem to understand how or why insurers are using their personal data. For these reasons, we put together Insurance Fraud Europe, which brings together insurance experts to discuss the latest in strategy, tactics and innovation in insurance fraud. If you'd like to get involved or you'd just like to find out more, then feel free to get in contact with me at jgordon@fc-bi.com.